So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to my friend Tom, everybody.
My name is Tom Siddons. I'm the owner of Sleepy Lizard Avocado Farm. And I was asked to be here today because, like you, I am very passionate about mangoes. And I believe there are few things in life more enjoyable than getting together with a group of people who all share the same passion. And Fairchild Tropical Gardens has done a tremendous job of gathering thousands of us together this weekend so that we could enjoy our passion together. I feel like I'm on a spaceship with that hum. I got to get away from the, sorry, I don't mean to loom over you here. I got to be away from the speaker. Like all hobbies, like all interests, our passion has been evolving and continues to evolve. And Amy and Tina put together a panel of people who have each contributed to the evolution of our passion. And the first one that's going to come out today and talk to us is Julian. So Julian, Laurie, why don't you come out here, buddy? Take it away. Is there a way to turn this down?
Is that my mic? Yeah, I'll just stand over.
Yes, walk forward, Julian.
Yeah. Oh, it's on. Walk back. I think we got it. Turn it off. I turned it off. Hi guys, I'm Julian Lara from Lara Farms. Happy to be here for the Mango Festival we do here every year. I'm really excited to be here and to have a great time. We got a lot of stuff planned out for you today. I'm sure you guys are gonna like it. And as far as mango, how many people have eaten mangoes today? Awesome. God, this feedback's driving me nuts.
Yeah, it's hard.
So anyways, basically I've been here I've been doing this with Fairchild for the past 2 or 3 years, being their speaker. Oh, much better. And this time around, I brought my friends. We call ourselves the Fruitful Five. And being myself and Tom, and also, who's next on the list? Paul Nison, come out please.
Thank you. So I'm the guy with the beard. And I'm so busy making videos, I don't have time to shave. But my YouTube channel is Fruitful Trees, and everyone has a goal when they're growing mangoes. My goal is I'm a vegan. Does everyone know what a vegan is? Mm-hmm. A vegan is somebody that doesn't eat any animals or doesn't talk to anyone who does. No, I'm just kidding. But basically, I grow for my own food, so I want to eat for nutrition, so I want to grow as much stuff as possible. And I do it on a small property. So in my videos, even though I go to big farms, I like to teach people what I've learned about growing close successfully, because I see many people doing it without planning like I did, and I want people to learn from my mistakes and not make the same mistakes. So I like to have fun with it, Fruitful Trees, and check out the videos. We have a lot more coming out. It's mango season, so of course I'm focusing on that now, but we focus on all different types of fruits and vegetables and everything. Whatever your goal is, I'm here to help you with Fruitful Trees. I'm so excited to be part of the Fruitful Five and make many more videos. So we're gonna have a great time today. Thank you, and thank you, Tom, for hosting.
Thank you, Paul. So Julian's a guy who's in our passion because he likes to grow trees and he does it for a business. And Paul's in this because it's part of his diet. And our next presenter, our next panelist, Bobby, is what we would call an eccentric collector. If you go to Bobby's property, he has just about every variety of just about every tropical fruit there is. And if he doesn't have one, you'll frequently see Facebook videos of him flying somewhere to try fruit that doesn't grow here. So Bobby, come. Oh, and he fertilizes his fruit trees with lion poop. Bobby, why don't you come out here and tell them about that?
Hello, everybody. I'm Bobby Biswas. I have a 5-acre property in Salazar, Florida. I don't have every fruit tree, but I do try to grow every single fruit tree, including durians and mangosteens. And I know this is for mangoes. I do grow them also, but these are more senior people who are mangoes than I am. I only have about 150 mango varieties. But I've traveled extensively throughout the tropics, like the Borneo, Java, and the Thailand, and I try to grow plants from a lot of rare fruit trees in my property. I also have a greenhouse. But anyways, happy to see a big crowd like this. Excited to take some interact with you guys.
What's the deal with lion poop?
So right next to my house is a lion country safari in Loxahatchee, and I have a deal with them. Like they force me to take, like they're like either you take all of our poop or take nothing. So they kind of dump all the things in like 1 acre of my property is dedicated to storing a pile of crap in the front. So that's my. Luckily they do, but probably not because of that.
Thank you, Bobby. And speaking of a massive collection of mangoes, 150 varieties plus, our next panelist, Alex, can come out and tell you about his collection. Come on out, Alex.
Hello, everybody. I'm Alexander Salazar. I own Tropical Acres Farms in the city of West Palm Beach, north of here. We grow about 330 varieties of mangoes at our farm. We're very proud of that collection. And we're continuously evaluating both established old varieties of mangoes and new exciting varieties of mangoes. And it's an awesome job to have. And I'm happy to be here with all of you here today. So thanks for having me.
Thank you, Alex. So we're going to open up to audience questions, but I have a few questions for the panelists first. So Alex, a proverb says that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. I could hand you the keys to a time machine. And because we're violating the laws of physics, you can pack a box up with any grafted varieties of mangoes that you currently have in your inventory. Which varieties of current mangoes that you have right now would you travel back in time 20 years and plant in your grove, and why?
How long do we have? If it was just a few varieties, I'd probably plant what I have a lot of in my own backyard. I have a lot of Pickering, I have a lot of Angie, and at the farm I have a lot of Honeykiss mango as well. Another variety that I'd consider planting a lot of is the Sassy Love. That's terrific, and a very small and disease-resistant variety. I like stuff that's compact, that's easy to manage, that you don't have to spray to get fruit from on a regular basis. So those are the kind of mangoes I like, and that's what I would be planting if I could do what you described.
Okay. Thank you very much. Paul, this one's for you, buddy. As you know, we are in a boom of backyard food production, backyard fruit growing. Let's pretend I am a first-time homeowner. I just bought a house. For the first time in my life, I have a backyard. And my landscaper has informed me that my backyard is capable of fitting 3 fully grown, mature mango trees. What advice would you give me?
Well, before I listen to the landscape, how much land is it?
Quarter acre.
Quarter acre. I have a quarter acre and I have about 50 trees. So I wouldn't listen to the landscaper. And the other thing is, you got to look at what you want. So if you just want one type of fruit, You want to make sure you get 3 trees that'll cover each season, early, mid, and late, whether it's avocado or mango or something else. Get a tree that covers each season. If you want different type of fruits, even still getting a different season type of fruit, maybe a mango for the summer, maybe a star fruit for the winter, and maybe a sapodilla or something. But it depends ultimately what your goal is. If your goal is to, like Bobby, just grow exotic fruits, then you want to find the most exotic stuff as possible. If your goal is like mine to eat as much food, then that's why I suggest that. But I would definitely go more than 3 trees on a 1/4 acre. And I would definitely try the fruit before I plant it. That's very important. Try it before you plant it. And then you can go to Alex's website and Julian's website and my videos to find out, when you figure out what fruit you want, the characteristics of that particular variety and see if it'll work for you, and go ahead and do it.
Yeah, try the fruit before you plant it, and then you won't need the time machine, right? Because we do plant trees, and then we regret later and wish we planted something else, right? Excellent advice, Paul. Thank you. Bobby, let's play a game of Would You Rather. Would you rather have a magic pantry in your kitchen that every time you open the door, it is stocked with an endless supply of whatever tropical fruit you happen to be in the mood for, but you're not allowed to plant, grow, or own any trees? Or would you rather continue in being able to search, collect, plant, and grow your trees, but never take another bite of tropical fruit again? What would you rather?
Well, my passion is about growing trees as much as it is to eat the fruit, so I enjoy looking at the tree and taking care of it, pruning it. So just eating the fruit wouldn't satisfy me 100%, but are you asking which specific fruits I want to keep in the pantry? Or?
No, what would you rather? Grow trees and never eat a fruit again, or eat a fruit and never grow a tree again?
Either of the 2 choices? I would grow the tree and not eat the fruit.
Bobby, I respect you because I play this game, Would You Rather, with people all the time, and it's very hard to get someone to commit to an answer, so thank you. Julian, I'm not going to put you on the spot. Julian, a lot of you who know Julian know that Julian is a walking encyclopedia of the history of tropical fruit, the history of mangoes, the evolution of mangoes in South Florida. And when I say walking encyclopedia, I mean that literally. Because if you go to Lara Farms, if you go to Julian's nursery, you're going to walk with Julian, and he's going to point to trees and tell you their origin stories. And not only does Julian know the origin stories, but Julian has been there. Julian is the origin of a lot of different tropical fruits that many of you are growing in your backyards and that you eat. And you may not even know that him and his dad are the ones that came up with those varieties. Julian, when selecting a new variety, when seedling hunting, we judge the viability of a fruit based on eating quality, vigor, disease resistance, production, and consistency. If I could give you the keys to a magic laboratory where you could combine 5 mangoes to make 1 super mango, which 5 would you combine for their vigor, consistency, dependability, eating quality, and disease resistance?
Okay. Okay, let's see. For disease resistance, I think I would choose the genetics of, let's say, Glen. Because Glen is, and Maha Chinook. Maha Chinook is very disease resistant. Even where I'm at, because where I'm at is probably like 15 to 20 miles west of here. And here, this area east of US 1 is one of the best locations for growing mangoes. It's like being on an island in the Caribbean. You're close to the ocean, you got the island breeze, the ocean breeze, and you're blowing away all the spores from the fungus away west to me. So here you got clean, beautiful mangoes in this area, east of US 1, east of 95, east of the Palmetto. That's what I call the honey zone for mangoes and for anonas. So if you like, sugar apple and guanabana, is a beautiful, perfect setting for growing these tropical fruit. So for me, I would choose the disease resistance of Maha Chinook, because that one never disappoints. That one makes fruit every single year. Even this year, when we had a very bad case of powdery mildew hit South Florida. And of course, the remedy for powdery mildew, which is a fungus or a mildew that attacks the flower, the mango flower. And the remedy for that is spraying with sulfur. And I like to spray about 2 tablespoons of sulfur in a gallon of water and spray the flowers before they make the baby fruit. I would say like every 2 weeks, right, Alex? About every 2 weeks?
Maybe a little more.
Yeah, some people
frequent.
say once a month, which I guess is fine, but if you're really serious, I would do it every 2 weeks just to prevent powdery mildew, because if you don't have no mango flowers, you're not going to have any mango fruit. So Maha is pretty good, because my sprayer broke, unfortunately.
How much sulfur?
2 tablespoons per gallon of water. And out of all the mangoes, the ones that produced the best was Maha Chinook. It was definitely one of them. And as far as eating quality, it would have the eating quality of a Gary mango. Because Gary mango, named after Gary Zill, the mango guru, which I consider him the mango guru. He's the guy who came up with a whole bunch of these unique flavored mangoes that taste like coconut. You have another one that tastes like lemon zest. You got another one that tastes like guava. You have another one that tastes like peaches. There's another one that tastes like what's the other flavor? Tangerine. No, that's Gary. Oh yeah, peaches and avocado. But anyways, it's like a huge range because there's like 3 different kinds of mangoes. There's the classically flavored mangoes, which is the red round ones, and then there's the Indo-Chinese, which is this kind, the long ones that are yellow skin. This has its own distinct flavor, and then there's the unique flavor, like the Gary, and like the coconut cream. Gary tastes like tangerines, oranges to me. Orange sherbet tastes like oranges. Coconut cream tastes like coconut cream. Lemon meringue, which is called, the real name is Poo Pie Talai, but they had to change the name because who wants to eat a poo pie? But definitely the disease resistance of a Maha Chinook, the flavor of a Gary, and the production of a Glen.
All right. So we got the Gary, Glen, Maha Chinook combo. Thank you. Now it's y'all's turn. So a few people told me they had some questions. We got a quick one here. Maybe Alex, you could help us out with this one. A simple identification of a mango variety from a picture. Might work, might not work. Come on over, Alex. See if you could tell them what that is. Come on up here.
So a neighbor of mine gave me this mango and just need to identify it. It's pretty hefty. Maybe 3 pounds or so. It's a Valencia card.
Boom. Come on. Slam dunk, bro. You slam dunk. You get a Valencia Pride for that. All right? All right, I told us, we have another, where'd she go? We got a, Alex, can you come out and maybe look at her camera here? We got another identification. In the meantime, I want y'all to think of some questions. And don't make them easy, make them tough. Make these guys think, all right? What do you think of that one, Alex? Any idea?
It looks very similar to Raposa. I'm not saying it's for sure Raposa, but that's what it looks like.
Okay, yeah, it's hard to tell from a picture. I know that one, come on.
That looks to be
I think he's right.
it could be a Tommy Act.
Oh, I was thinking Kent. Okay, I'm
It could
wrong.
be a Kent also.
Yeah, it could be,
It's hard to tell from
yeah.
the,
Yeah.
That was more like Tommy Atkins.
Okay, Tommy Atkins, all right. We ain't gonna be able to tell from that one, it's already cut. No, I'm thinking questions more like, you have to go on a long road trip. Or what mango variety best describes your spouse's personality and why? That's the kind of questions we're going for here. But who has another question? Okay, over here. Amy, if you're here, can we get that second microphone going? Or if, Kimo, if you see a second microphone, I don't know where it is. Yeah, can we get that one going? Okay, we have another question. What's your name and what's your question?
I'll pass it to her.
Paul. Yeah. Okay, Paul, we got a question coming your way, Bubba.
Hi, everybody. My name is Soteria. I'm from St. Croix, Virgin Islands. I have a question for Paul because he said he's vegan and he grew mangoes because he wants to eat them. So I'd like to know what inspired you to become vegan, and for people like myself that's interested about learning about more vegan, what tips or advice do you give us?
I have a YouTube channel with thousands of videos on there to help you to understand how to make the transition to a vegan diet. Basically, when I was 19 years old, I was diagnosed with inflammatory bowel disease, and the doctors kept telling me that there's no cure, and if it keeps getting worse, I'm gonna have to possibly one day get colon cancer, but don't worry, there's a cure for colon cancer. I said, there's no cure for colitis, but there's a cure for colon cancer? She said, yeah, if we cut out your colon, you can't get colon cancer. I didn't like that answer. So I went to a place in West Palm Beach, Florida called Hippocrates Health Institute, where they teach how to live on a raw food vegan diet. I went there against my doctor's advice, and I got completely better. So I decided I'm going to stick with this diet because it works.
Fantastic. Excellent question. Great answer, Paul. I have a follow-up question. If you're at a party and one of the people at that party is a vegan, how do you know which one is the vegan? Don't worry, he'll tell you.
Usually it's me and him fighting for the one mango at the party.
What's your name and what's your question?
Hi, my name is Tanya, and my question is for Bobby. It's a two-part question. One's going to be the half-silly question, and one's a more serious question. So if you could not use the lion poop as a fertilizer, what kind of animal poop would you prefer? And my second question is, I'm curious as to why some of the mangoes don't produce mangoes some years and other years they produce a lot, and what we can do to make that different. Thank you.
Okay. So the first question is like, what kind of poop do you use? Mangoes, do not use manure on mangoes. They don't like a lot of nitrogen. It's not a great idea to use manure. But when you plant them initially, you could use a little manure to bring them up to speed, to a certain height, faster. But if you use manure, use a lot of mulch, because the mulch will use some of that nitrogen to break down, and then later on release all the other nutrients. So manure is great to break down mulches, and not push so much nitrogen into the tree. The mulch will use it up. And then that mulch can be used in the beginning phase, and then later on you could cut the nitrogen completely. Mangoes really need potassium and calcium and a few trace minerals. Nitrogen is not needed at all to produce fruits.
But which animal poop would you use instead?
It doesn't really matter. The herbivore animal poop is going to be more softer, like your cow and horse manure and goat manure. You could apply those. I wouldn't apply those to mangoes, but other trees like jackfruit and breadfruit, those you could apply it on the top. If it's chicken or anything else, you want to do it less or composting.
What about a nice elephant?
I'm sure that should be similar, like a cow or I even use rhino manure. I've seen those delivered to my place, but maybe some of the. All right. What was the other question? What mangoes produce inconsistently? So that has a lot to do with the disease part also. Like the powdery mildew, some year you're going to get more rainfall and you're going to get more powdery mildew and more anthracnose, and then you're going to get less fruits, regardless of the species. And then also there are certain varieties of mangoes that does that, like a Bombay mango, for example. It's going to produce one year, then not the other year, more picky. So choosing a consistent variety like a Nam Dakmai or a Manila Philippine mango, those are more of Glen, like you said. Those are Mahashanuk. Those are more consistent producers. They are less affected by your powdery mildew and anthracnose, so that's the reason.
Thank you, Bob. All right, now we're going to hear from Nora. Nora has a question. Go ahead, ask your question, darling.
What's the sweetest mango?
And who would you like to ask? Why don't we go through each of them? We'll get each of their opinions, okay, Nora? Turn and ask them. Ask Julian, what's your sweetest mango?
The sweetest mango is the Gary mango for me.
Paul.
The sweetest mango, I mean, I like, they're all sweet, but the sweetest, Sugarloaf's pretty sweet.
Bobby.
I think one of the Carabao mango is really sweet. One of my trees made of bricks of 28 But again, it depends on a lot of factors, right? More sunlight, more micronutrient, more.
And what did you say? It has a what of 28?
Bricks.
Okay, so I'm going to ask Nora to explain to us all. Nora, what is a bricks of 28? What does that mean? I'm only kidding. Bobby, tell them what that means.
So bricks is basically the same thing as a percentage of sugar dissolved in the liquid. So just like you measure your aquarium saltwater tank with a refractometer, the juice is also measured with the refractometer that tells you how much. The more the sugar, the more different at an angle the light passes through it. So it's the same concept as a saltwater measuring system, but it basically tells you what percentage of sugar is dissolved in the juice.
All right, thank you. And Alex, what would you say the sweetest mango is? The sweetest mango.
Well, the sweetest mango I've ever had was an individual orange sherbet. So
Okay.
that's my answer.
Okay, all right. You're all wrong. The answer is Mahad Chinook. Thank you, Nora. Did you have a question? Oh, wait, no, wait. You're next. I got someone on deck. All right. What's your name and what's your question?
Janet. And I'm looking for somebody to do pruning in South Florida.
Not me.
Anybody got a chainsaw on them?
Well, what part of South Florida?
Yeah, where you at? Where do you live?
Boca Raton.
Yeah, I know a guy up in Jupiter who might travel there.
Yeah. Okay, so get with Paul after and get his information and he'll link you up with somebody. Okay, we have one, we'll come to you next. We have a question.
He doesn't prove, but he knows what he's doing. That's important.
Okay, we have a question right here. What's your name and what's your question?
Terry Lynch. Julian hit on it a little bit, but I would like to know individual opinions on why the mango output was so little this year.
Okay. Great question. Whoever has the mic, go first. Go ahead, Julian.
Well, obviously it's because of the powdery mildew infestation. It's cyclical. We believe it's cyclical. And that last year, obviously we had a bumper crop. I guess because powdery mildew wasn't as present as it was this year. And they like dry conditions, and it was very dry early in the year. It hardly rained, if anybody didn't remember. I mean, it's raining now. Early in the year when there was flowering, the conditions for powdery mildew were optimal. And if you weren't spraying with sulfur, then you would have gotten hit hard by powdery mildew. So that's the reason why we didn't get any mangoes this year in this area.
Anyone else want to chime in on that one? Go ahead, Alex.
So there was multiple factors at play. Julian touched on the powdery mildew issue, which was the worst that it had been in quite a while. So that means like the trees that flowered, many of them got powdery mildew on their flowers, and that decimated the flowers. But it wasn't the only problem. So for one thing, we have very mild winters in South Florida, and a lot of the subtropical mangoes require some cold weather to flower well. And it used to be that we would get several weeks at a time where the temperature would drop below 60 degrees Fahrenheit. And now we're lucky if we get a week of that kind of weather. So there was trees that failed to flower this year, not just trees that flowered and got powdery mildew. On top of that, there was a decent amount of rainfall that occurred at the point at which the trees had started to set fruit. And in that early development stage of the fruit, they're very prone to anthracnose in humid areas in particular. So in the western communities of southeast Florida and in more humid parts of the west coast as well, a lot of people got anthracnose fungus on their little mango fruit and in some cases on their flowers. So it was multiple factors that contributed to a poor mango crop throughout much of Florida. It wasn't like that everywhere. Up in Palm Beach County, we actually had a pretty good mango crop in our area. But for most of the state, it was pretty bad. So,
yeah, thank you guys. It's been a rough